Well, this morning I'm going to talk about something a little different than I usually do. I'm going to talk about caregivers, okay? And I'm not talking about doctors and nurses. They are caregivers, definitely, but that's their profession. I am talking about the caregiver that takes care of a family member, whether it's a child, a parent, any kind of relatives, or even a friend, okay? It's a difficult task because you're not trained to do this. You're thrust into or thrown into a situation where a loved one or a good friend has become ill and needs care. I know people who have got children that they've had to take care of their entire life, on top of several other relatives dying of cancer. Okay, it's difficult. Now, I get, not often, but a lot, I'll get when I'm doing a session that somebody that's with me, a client, is a caregiver, okay? And that could be that sometimes it's just that they give up their entire life for their children, for their family. They don't think about themselves, they think about others, which I guess is okay, but it's not really, all right? But I'm talking about, I get the ones that the soul will come to me and tell me and thank me, to tell me to thank them that, you know, they took care of them while they were sick. They were always there, even though they made sacrifices. And that's what caregivers do. And they don't realize it. What happens is, you know, what's known as caregiver fatigue. People that take care of a relative, they forget about themselves. They don't do things that they like. They get irritable. They get angry. They get depressed. And then they feel guilty often about feeling like that. But because they don't have a life really of their own anymore, they're giving everything to their relative that needs them. It starts to bring them down. Now I had a friend while I was going through this who told me, make sure you eat, make sure you drink. He knew what he was talking about. Joe, he's in the medical field. I relied on him to get a lot of information about medical stuff. And he was just a godsend to me, okay? So you have to reach out. You have to let other people in. I didn't, okay? It's hard. You think you can do that yourself. You think that, you know, people will call you and say, hey, you want to talk? Is there anything? And you know, I'm good. Or maybe you have people in a hospital or something that'll come in and say, listen, we offer the service. You can talk to us. Come on down. More often than not, the caregiver will say, no, I don't need that. I'm strong. I can take care of that. And they ignore themselves. They don't do anything for themselves. You have to let yourself do something for yourself. It's admirable, but let me tell you something. You have to stop and think about this. If you can't be true to yourself, you can't be true to that person that needs you, because you have this anger. And very often that, not all the time, but very often that person that you're giving care to can't express themselves properly. They're angry too. They're worried. They're depressed. Okay? And so you have to be able to understand that that's who they are. And that's because of what they're going through. Has nothing to do about anything else. So don't personalize that. I've seen people do that. I've seen people personalize that. Okay? You can't. Caregivers need to be respected. You know, caregivers need strength. Most of them are strong. You can't let yourself be brought down. You can't do things to make yourself feel better, except for, you know, I believe in this methylene blue, okay? It brings you up from depression. So be careful of that depression, because once you get that depression, and you can't figure out what you really need to do for that person that you're caring for. So depression, if that sets in, you're not hearing what the medical people are telling you. You're thinking the worst when it's not necessarily the worst. Okay? So listen, folks, if you're a caregiver, and I know quite a few, and I see quite a few, and I offer a service now called Soulful Life Coaching to help people get through whatever they need, they can take advantage of that. But you know what? I don't think too many caregivers are going to do that, because it's all about their strength. They're the caregiver. They don't need help. Well, you do. Open up. You need that help, because it really is taking you down, and you might not realize it because you're so involved in giving the care to that person that needs the care from you. All right, guys. Sorry, I've just stepped out a little bit, not talking about sessions, although I get a lot of sessions about that. But right now, and I won't go into it, I have a deeper understanding of what caregivers are and what they go through and who they are actually, and the strength that they think they have. Okay? Don't think you can do it on your own. You can't. Seek out help any way you can. Go play cards, go bowling, go shooting, go fishing, do something for yourself. Join a knitting club, a book club, whatever. But take time for yourself to get away from the situation and to regenerate. It's very important. And it doesn't make you any less of a person. And you know what? That person you're caring for, believe it or not, will get more from you when you do that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'd love to hear your comments on this, okay? Always remain hopeful, never hopeless. Always be optimistic, never pessimistic. And in that situation, it is difficult. But let me tell you something. It's always, always important you remain helpful, no matter what that situation is. And just reach out. Let people know that, you can use the help. You don't have to ask for it. Just when somebody calls, is everything okay? Just say no. And this, that, and the other. Just do that. It's important for you. Remember, you can't be true to others unless you're true to yourself first. Okay? Again, have a great Sunday. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you got something from this video. And thanks for Joe, my friend, who's suggested I do this one. I was lost. I didn't know what I was going to do today. Thanks, Joe. If you're watching, I know you are. You'll never acknowledge it. Bye for now, folks. Have a great day.